about help defense was particularly lacking. He said we need 5 guys on a string for this to work, and there just hasn't been enough of it. Have you identified that as an issue in the last couple
on our defense today, not based on anybody's quote from last night. I like everybody just to get out of the locker room, take a night, decompress, come back with a clear head the next day, and that's what we're all able to do. And just get back to work. This league is tough. It's tough to win. We had been defending really well, but just because you've had some success with that doesn't guarantee it's going to continue. You have to constantly commit to it, work on it, hold each other accountable to it. And that's what today is about.
I asked that only in the context that has been more an issue with men being broken down individually, or help or combination of both?
A little bit of everything. It was different in the last 2 games, but we were slow to the ball. Loose balls, transition, offensive rebounding, and then of course some pick and roll breakdowns going down the stretch. But a lot of that imprints on your mind, but there's a bunch of other things that we didn't do as well defensively.
Erik, when there are hints though of when he said, those sorts of things, do you address that?
Yeah, we did, but it's all part of being in a competitive business. And that's why, I even told the guys, I haven't reminded them during the course of this year, because it is a young team, but there's going to be a lot of emotion. And I find it best usually just to get out of the arena, have a nice dinner, express your frustration at home, let it get out of your system, and come in the next day with a clear mind to really try to find solutions. I really commend this group for that. If they weren't getting frustrated, then you have a problem. You have a lifeless group. I find that all born out of the right place. And based on what I saw in today's practice, that needs to work.
It's obviously unusual, and you have a last game before the break. You've got 9 off days.
Yeah.
So do you anticipate that changing rotations or changing thinking at all?
I don't know. I'll have a lot of time to think about it. I've been so in this moment right now that I just realized this morning, oh wow, this is awesome. I knew it was on the horizon on the calendar, but I hadn't prepared for it at all. So lots of context.
But even like tomorrow night, whenever somebody's called upon, you've got 8 days rest to deal with that. Can minutes get extended tomorrow or anything along those lines?
If needed, but I still think we're at our best when guys are fresh. So that's why we've been going to a 9-man, sometimes 10-man rotation. But that should get changed tomorrow. Against Houston, though, the way they move, I don't see anybody playing 40 minutes.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Does it look to you like Josh will be ready for Atlanta right after the All-Star break?
He should be. He actually had his first full contact 5-on-5 practice today, and I was encouraged by that. We'll see how he feels tomorrow. He won't play tomorrow, but that's a good step.
You don't to be able to speak up in terms of defense in any practice, or no real need?
You know what? We respond well when we come in and get a nice hard big practice. So, I'm expecting the same thing. We came in, we worked hard, and then we competed. So I'm expecting the same thing to that.
As a team leader, do you talk to Hassan after a game like last night just to kind of keep his head?
I'm always talking to Hassan. I work with him before the game, on his post-line offense and defense. I talk to him right before the game. I stay in his ear throughout the game. So I'm always talking to Hassan. So it won't be just after the game last night. Just throughout the season. I continue to stay in Hassan's ear. He's our best player. And he's young, he's still growing. So continue to take steps forward and be patient in the process with him.
He was frustrated last night after being, removed 3 minutes. Did you talk to him at that point, or you just leave him alone?
I haven't paid much mind to that. My focus is, trying to win basketball games, so we got other guys on the floor. So, we're on the court. I talk to those guys, I coach those guys, and I throw a couple words to the sign to get him encouraged, get him focused on a 4-quarter game, and move on to the next process.
What kind of growth have you seen from the son off the court this season?
He's getting better in all areas, getting better and being more vocal, being a better leader. So he's taking strides. He wants to get to where we need him to be. So we'll continue to work with him.
thinking?
Oh, I mean, pinpoint. Needs to get last 3 games we play against opponents who like to run. We play against Brooklyn, the fastest pace. Philly, they're up there, and first of all, we need to get back in defense. I think so. We allow too many points in transition, and when we set in defense, then we just need to communicate. And we already proven that we can play good defense, but last 2 or 3 games we didn't do a good job.
Has it been more help defense for him or more individual? Has it been more help defense where it's been not as good as it needs to be, more individual?
No, this is a team sport, so
right.
It's not only one guy. It's the whole team, all 5 guys on the floor. We need, if I'm in offense, I like to see guys guarding me one-on-one. So this is, we need to be, defensively together. We need to help each other, and only like that we can defend.
When any NBA team loses and gives up 115 or more points, they get upset. But here, is it almost everybody takes it more personally here because this franchise emphasizes it so much?
Yeah. I mean, including me. I need to get better in defense. This is we cannot shy away from things that we do well, and we get a lot of wins. We just need to get back to our old habit and try to dial in, especially start the games better defensively. Last few games we're gonna score. We can score now. But as long as our defense is gonna be solid, then we're not gonna put pressure on our offense, and we're gonna win those games.